Hey everyone, this is Sean the Elegant here. I'm basically making a video for the Fall 2019 Expo, and I really don't have a lot of time right now to really work on this stuff, so I figured I'd make a quick video which would talk about all the updates that are going to be coming up to the quest that I've already made. And I'm going to do a couple more videos too for things that I'm working on. And that's basically just what I'm going to do for this, because it's a lot quicker for me. I can do everything within like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's all good to go. So for this video, like I'm saying, I'm going to basically just say what kind of updates that I'm going to be doing, and while I'm talking about the quests that I'm updating, I'm also going to play them a little bit, only probably for like a couple minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into these. So the first one I am going to definitely be doing an update for is Lyrics of Death DX. For those who haven't played, this is the beginning. One thing I have already done is I made it to where you can't skip the lines, because I think it's actually possible to just kind of, I think this might be a little bit too loud, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Anyways, I think it might actually be, I think this quest actually uses MIDIs, so let me bring that down a little bit. Okay, that's good. So, okay, so, this course, Lyrics of Death DX, one of the first things I've done that you might notice from the top corner, or the top of the screen, is that I used Musha's jump button script to put the jump button on one specific button. So like at the very top of the screen you can see X2 is for jumping, and then X1 up here is just kind of a symbol for these things which allow you to save. So that's one update I'm doing. Another thing you've possibly noticed is that there's only 2 item spots now. Since jumping is now on the X2 button, it's kind of, it doesn't really need to be necessary to have 4 buttons anymore, so I just made it like that. And you can, well, I don't have any other extra items right now because it's just the beginning of the game, but I also made it to where the L and R buttons will be switching the B button item, so you can just move quickly off the arrow and everything. It just stops you from having to go into the menu every time you want to do something. So that's something that's going on here. Now, it doesn't mean that anything here is really finalized. Like, the jump button might be getting some fixes in the future, but, you know, it's something I'm working on. And another change that was made too is, you're not really going to see this in this video, but there was a high jump item that you would get in the quest, and it required magic. But in this new update, the high jump is going to replace your normal jump, so that when you get the high jump, you don't have to spend any magic. You can just jump high whenever you want to, because it's just part of the script. Let's see. Now, it took quite a lot of playing around with numbers to actually get this going right, so, you know, that's just something. Another thing here is that brought this down a little bit because it's a little loud for me. I don't know if it's loud for you, but it's loud for me. Another thing that I don't think is actually in the database version right now is that the bosses have health bars. So in this update, they're going to have health bars, because I like health bars and I think they're great. So they're here. Like this stuff to me is just too loud. Okay. It doesn't really need to be that loud for a video, especially when I'm just explaining things. Anyways, you know, the health bar's there, and you might have noticed that when you press the enter button, I'm working on the subscreen so that if you are going into the subscreen, it looks it looks a little nicer. You can have your rings up at the top. Like, that's one thing in the original, is that all of your rings and all of your, well, all of your active items and all of your passive items were lumped together so that you could actually technically select the rings and things like that, but you couldn't really use them for anything. So only the things like here where the sword and everything is, that's the only thing that's going to be selectable like this. And the sword is stuck to the A button, so that is another change I made. But yeah, it's just something that's being worked on, and really that's all that I'm going to be doing with this, because I think it was already pretty good before. So yeah, I'll be working on getting this done when I have a chance to, but right now it's just so much is going on that I don't really have time to work on it. So I figured I'd at least just let you know what's going on with it. And okay, so that does it for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch ZC again, and since this video is about all the updates I'm doing, the next quest I'm going to be updating is going to be Forgotten Hero, which I really like this quest as it is already, but it can be fixed in some ways, mostly with the bosses, because you know. So what you see right now isn't really that updated, and most of this stuff isn't really going to even be that updated. It's just okay. So, you know, it can still switch the items with the L and R button like before, and really, there's a lot of stuff is going to basically stay the same. But what I'm going to be working on fixing up is just some bosses. That's another thing too with Lyrics of DX that I was doing earlier, is that I'm probably going to do some updates with bosses, because I noticed when I was putting the health bar in that a lot of Zelda 1 bosses didn't really work very well with it, so that's something that I wanted to keep in mind. So these are the main two that I'm going to be updating. So like I was saying, Forgotten Hero is mostly just going to be boss related stuff. There might be a couple more things in here, but I don't really plan on doing that much extra with it. If anything, I might just make a sequel or something like that. And then my other quest that I finished was, of course, Eternal Hero, which this is Eternal Hero. You can go through here. I'm probably not going to really touch this much at all, because I don't really care much for the graphics in it anymore. So there might be some sort of graphics that stay, like I might stick with the sword or the scepter, you know, things like that. I might stick with things like that. So, but mostly I feel like I went a little overboard with trying to make custom graphics and stuff when I suck at it. So if I do anything with Eternal Hero, it would be like changing up bosses, changing up health bars, and that's really I might do some bonus content, but that's not really what I'm focused on with this, because the only thing I'm focused on with Eternal Hero is, if I do anything with it other than like little polishings up, I would just remake the entire thing, because I just don't like the graphics anymore. I think they're not terrible, but I don't really care for them. And if I am remaking it, I'm probably not going to do many custom graphics, because I know I'm not good at it. So that's what's going to be going on with that. And this is basically every quest that I have already made. And this is really all I have to say about what I'm working on. Is like, with all these quests, the main thing I would be doing is working on bosses and health bars. There are other little things mixed in, like especially with Lyrics of DX, where I was working on the jump button and all that stuff, and you know, just quality of life improvements on a quest that was remade to give an old quest quality of life improvements. So that's basically how that's going to work out. I will try to get to work on these when I get a chance to, but it's not really my priority right now, because I have so much school going on, work, just things going on. So I will try to get to it, and we'll see how long it takes me. Alright, So that's my Fall 2019 Expo submission for just my various updates for projects that I've already made. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. And if I do get out anything, it will be included in my submission. So there we go.